First they were caterpillars in my stomach, and then they got into cocoon, and then they... You ever think about that? Like, what? I met her in Sunday school class. And then I saw her worship. Fellas. Let me just talk to my boys. There's nothing sexier than the woman of God just lifting up her hands and saying, this is my number one priority right now. Father, I love your worship. And I'm like, wow. I had curly hair, so I couldn't even do that. I was like, curly hair problems. But man of God, young man of God, if a woman can worship, man, she can go through anything. Woman of God, young woman of God, you need a man who can worship. I said, man, you need a man that knows how to fall on his knees and lift up his hands and doesn't care about his skinny jeans getting wrinkled up and people looking at him strange. He will stop in the middle and say, hey, baby, let's worship. Oh! Somebody. I'm telling you, you want somebody that's going to stick it out with you. It's not money, it's not looks, it's not the car they drive, it's how they worship. Find you a worshiper. Paul and Silas started worshiping even at 6. And all of a sudden, see, Paul was a little bit more thug. A little more, he held the mic like this. There is power in the name of Jesus. Woo! Come on, say that. There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, to break every chain, to break every chain. Say, to break every chain, to break every chain, to break every chain. You see what happens? I've seen it many a times. The moment you start worshiping, the person next to you starts worshiping. The Bible tells me that midnight. Can I tell you just a little bit about midnight? I'm gonna finish here. Midnight is weird. Say midnight's weird. Because midnight means it's a brand new day, but it's still dark outside. What? And it always messed me up when I was a kid because dyslexic and weird and I was trying to. What is that? It's day. It's a new day, but it's still dark outside. It doesn't look like a brand new day. I want you to know that it might not look like God is listening. It might not seem like God is hearing your prayers. It seems like things are not going your way, but I want to promise you that God is here. It's a brand new day. His goodness and mercies renews with the morning. I want you to know that it is a brand new day where all things are past. And at midnight, an earthquake shook the foundations. All of a sudden, their shackles came falling down. I want you to know that God is about to break down the foundations. Shake the foundations around you. In Hebrews, it tells us that everything that can be shaken will be shaken, so that things that cannot be shaken will remain. What does that mean? That means God's going to shake up your life so your faith will remain. I said, God is going to shake up your foundation so you will still be standing there. I want you to know that you are a diamond in the rough, and God has to shake your environment. God has to move the dirt, everything that's impure in your life so you can remain. But the reality is, it's a beautiful story. The reality is sometimes we pray, Lord, get me out of this. Lord, get me just... I remember praying this. There was a girl that we're not going to say her name because she's here now.
Call her out.
I was dating her and I was like, God, just get her out of my life. I should tell my dad right now. Have you ever prayed, Lord, just get me out of this situation? You got to get pulled over by a cop, Lord, get me out of this situation. So the problem is, sometimes God doesn't want to get you out of your situation. He wants to get all up in your situation. He's saying, stop praying to get out and start worshiping so I can get in. Oh, you missed it. What is praise and worship? Praise and worship means, Lord, I need you where I am at right now. But the reality is, there's a lot of us who can't lift our hands because we are shackled with guilt. We're shackled with, I'm not good enough. We're shackled with things that went wrong in my life. All my bad decisions, I'm not good enough to worship. I messed up. You don't know what I went through. But I want you to know the best worshiper was a woman who had 5 husbands, who met Jesus at the well and said, Jesus, give me that water. And the moment you close your eyes, the moment you lift your hands, the moment you praise, the moment you worship, you bring God into your situation. And He begins to drop the walls in your life, the shackles at your feet. And He begins to not only free you, man, He is freeing everybody that is around you. I don't just worship for me. I worship for my wife. I don't just worship for my wife. I worship for my little girl, Sophia. I worship for my future. You need to start worshiping for your future husband. Start worshiping for your future career. Start worshiping for ahead, because God is about to not only break the chains in your life now, but break your chains in the future. Do you believe it with me? I need you to clap.
A word in the name of Jesus. There is power.
Come on, I just want to spend a few more minutes in God's presence. Come on, come on, come on.